majority of the time, you're just a mother who's single. A lot of dads want to be in their kid's life. A lot of dads want to do the right thing. Sometimes the moms, they say certain things or they act a certain way to push them away, make the dad end up hating the child or hating the mom because the mothers act like it's just their child. Right. It's 50-50. If I didn't have sex with you, if you didn't have sex with me, we never had this baby. If you didn't have eggs, I didn't have sperm, we never had this baby. I work suit and tie, I'm just sitting down like this.
See, you got the job.
I went to school to sit down here.
You said you wanted to wear the suit and tie.
Yeah, with the gun though. I was missing I wasn't doing no crazy shit. I was sitting down. My son was with me full time. See, I got a new job. I'm not with the taking the baby everywhere and struggling thing. That's fucking my job. I'm in the music business. We make our own schedule almost. So I have more time. I don't have to report at 9 o'clock somewhere. Yeah. So my son lives with me full time. He's still with his mom on the weekends when he had time, but live with his dad now.
Welcome. Happy New Year. New year, new money, new blessings.
Right.
New name for the show. Welcome to Just Dad in the podcast. I go by the name of Chocolate Dad.
This is your boy Saya, aka Saya.
Boy Styles.
It's your man 9-5. Like Steve said, welcome to the Just Standing podcast, man.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all good, man. You know what people got to do? Because look, we still got the Dad in the Shit shirts on sale, 50% off. So hit us in the DMs, and we make sure we get sizes out to everybody. But now it's nostalgia, right? Because that's how we started. So now in 5 years, we're big time, and you're gonna wish you had one of these shirts. So make sure you're gonna cop yours ASAP. Just dive right on into it, man. You got a dope guest in the building, man. The man,
well,
the legend.
this way.
Dope Dad. You look wherever you want. It's your world. We just living in it.
This one is yours, and the center one got everybody. So you're all good to go, man. You don't gotta look directly.
If you want Preacher zoom in, we get him zoom in.
I see you looking here. I see you looking.
I think if you zoom in, don't confuse yourself. Get too much glare off the jewels. All that.
Yeah,
but you know you're never supposed to stare at the camera anyway. So just
I'm cool looking at the guests.
Steve's a professional. He been doing this.
For like 15 years.
He's been doing this like a year.
Like 15 years.
Yeah, 15.
Doing what for 15 years?
Living.
I respect that.
But yeah, man, we got
introduce yourself to the people.
My name's Birdman Zoe from Queens, New York, and on Dad in the Shit podcast. Sorry, it's not Dad in the Shit no more.
Just Dad in the
podcast.
My name's Birdman Zoe from Queens, New York, and I'm on Just Dad.
Work, man. Look at that. You got a professional one now.
I'll do an intro with start adding that in, right?
We should start doing that,
yeah,
right?
We should do it like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. Just have everybody just
remember who
do
started
intro.
it first.
That's a fact.
That's right. Always about the business. So yeah, good friend of mine, like a brother, known each other since shit, like 05.
I don't know the Chris you guys think y'all know, but from Chris, I've been in college. So wow, Chris, it ain't the same Chris Fire in this podcast.
No, that Chris had hair.
yeah.
Definitely had hair. Shit was spinning, man. The fly motherfucker. What can you say, man?
That's a fact.
Still fly.
Now, you know how I clicked up with Chris? We went to school in Connecticut. And you know, it was kind of weird because Connecticut, like, it was like almost like New York versus Connecticut. So the Connecticut dudes, I can curse on this?
Yeah.
The Connecticut niggas, they stuck to themselves. And I'm like, yo, where you from? I'm from Brooklyn.
You got a boy or a girl?
Child?
Yeah.
You got a son, 13.
13? He gonna watch this?
Yeah, he can watch
You let him curse?
I mean, he cursed in school, so.
Do you think? I'm just saying, you gonna watch
When you was 13, what you saying in school?
Couldn't wait to start cursing.
Fuck
You know what's funny though? The other guy was sitting down in the kitchen. I'm like, yo, you be cursing in school? I said, yeah. I said, what you be saying? Said, I'm not gonna say it in front of you, Dad. I said, I don't want to hear how you say it in school. I said, what you be saying? So I be saying like, fuck this.
Fuck this shit.
But that's actually dope though. Like the fact that he's still like, being a kid of a Haitian parent. Like I'm not gonna curse in front of my parents. Like there's a line. Even like now, like it gotta be like something. Like I gotta be driving, somebody cut me off when my mom's in the car. I'm like, oh shit, my bad.
Yeah,
but
Let's bring it back to it.
Exactly, man.
Connecticut, cool.
So we was in school in Connecticut, and you know the Connecticut guys, they stuck with each other, and New York guys kind of stuck with each other. We had our other friend from Jersey, rest in peace, Buck.
Word.
So we all hung out with each other, and that's how me and Chris got called. Where you from? I'm from Brooklyn. What's it, Midwood High School?
Yeah.
We played football, and you know there's other kids that's playing football. Then we just all clicked up. Like, all right, the New York niggas is here, Connecticut niggas is there, and that's just how I went. And he clicked up with my cousin, because my cousin lived in another hall called, I think, Middle Hall. We lived in the West Hall called the Projects.
It was definitely project, bro.
What school y'all went to?
Post University.
Post. Okay.
Yeah.
So our shit was wild. I'm talking about the wildest building was our building. They called it the project. And my cousin lived in Middle Hall. Him and Chris got close. And me and Chris has been friends ever since.
Yeah.
I left after my first year, and Chris, you stayed there, right?
Yeah, I finished.
Yeah,
I
you
finished
finished
4 years
graduate.
out. And shout out to Rob, as he's talking about his cousin. That's also one of Jackson's godfathers. But and it's really, really, really true when people talk about like energy with people and things of that sort, right? And also like you meet some of your best lifelong friends in college. Because like in high school, you're doing your thing, you're running around here, there. But when you get to college, you kind of get a little bit more serious about like, all right, I'm paying mad bread to be here, so let me get my shit together. And then also it's like you're focused on where your life is going, and you kind of have those people around you or whatever. But yeah, it was cool, man. We had a lot of great time, a lot of
And
wild
he fronted,
times.
man. We was in school doing bullshit, finessing work study.
I know he fronting.
Listen, we figured out
I know he
finesse
fronting, 'cause I
work
went to
study.
college too.
We was
That's a
cheating
fact.
off each other. We was, man, listen, man.
I was right. I told you. I said that before. I made a lot of money in college. A lot of people owe me their degrees. I sold a lot of papers in college. A lot of homework.
I saw a lot of weed in college.
I mean,
Smart, business.
that could have been something too.
That's business. Whoever had the
You know what I
supplies
mean?
in school made money.
That's a fact. And the fact that Connecticut wasn't far from home. Remember, every Friday we was all on the 3:15 train headed back
I'm
home.
trying to go back home. That shit was boring. That's why I left after my first year. I played ball my whole life. So I went to school thinking, basketball, there's gonna be bitches there. Yo, this ain't what I seen on TV. It's ask my mom. I was like, yo, mom, I can't stay here. So what you mean? I said, this ain't how playing basketball in school is. It don't go like this.
Yeah.
So I transferred out. Like, no, I can't stay here. I couldn't. Listen.
You kept going to college or you just left?
No, I went to 3 other schools after that. But look, I graduated though. So see, a lot of niggas don't graduate. I graduated.
Yeah.
I went to other schools. Following dumb shit, I went to Montclair State in Jersey. I was playing ball, but my man, rest in peace, he didn't make the team. So I'm like, nah, my man didn't make it. I ain't playing. I'm like a dickhead, so I quit the team too. My man went to Virginia State. Y'all ever heard of called College Hill?
Yeah.
So I was watching college, like, that shit look lit. I called my man, yo, school really lit like that? He said, nigga, calm down. I went to Virginia State, nigga.
You went to Virginia State or
Virginia State.
VSU?
VSU 2007. So I'm thinking college.
That was lit.
School. I guess no.
See, it depends on where you went. So I went to Dell State. Best years of my life.
No, college is lit. But I'm thinking about hostile Virginia State on College
TV.
Hill.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's how I want to go to school. No, nowhere near that.
No,
We went to school with a bunch of country. Stop with Virginia State country niggas. It's just not me.
Nah.
And the transfer back home. My girl I'm with now got pregnant with my son, and I just thugged it out. Finished school in New York, and that's where the story
Where
ended.
you ended up at?
John Jay.
Okay.
I wanted to be like an FBI nigga, CIA, like student. I swear to God, y'all laughing, right?
You do
I was like,
criminal
yo, yeah, criminal justice. I'm like, yo, the student side nigga, get the bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, they like niggas with suits inside. They got the hammer. You know what I mean? Legally,
I'm good.
So I'm like, yeah, that didn't work out like that though. But I went to John Jay, had a baby, played ball for them. We won the championship actually, first in school history, and I graduated. I still graduated. That's the most important part.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was it.
So kind of getting back into, you said you went to school, you wanted to be, CIA, FBI, you wanted to be Jason Bourne, all types of shit, right? So how did you end up doing what it is? Tell people what you do now and how you ended up doing that. Because you said a couple of things, right? You transferred schools a couple of times, right? You end up going to play
Ain't gonna
ball.
put me in a spot like that now.
It's all good. You end up going to play ball, right? And then you said that, you and your lady had your son. And so that was through the midst of all of this
Right.
going on as well, right? So how was that transitioning between schools, having a kid, and then pivoting to, what you do now?
It wasn't easy. So in 2000, my son was born in 2008, September. So like I had basketball practice. Imagine having your son on the sidelines and you running laps. Like he's crying, spitting on his fucking pacifier. You running, hold on, out, cleaning it up, putting back in his mouth. He on the sideline chilling, you running laps, he crying, you doing suicide. So it was definitely tough. And I also worked in my school. So we had like a security guard program.
Yeah.
So like if you was part of the, there's the only school in New York City who does it. Like if you're a student, you can be the security for the school. Like only the students. So I was part of the program and it paid you good money. But I used to work 16-hour shifts because the money was so good and you didn't really do nothing.
Yeah.
You really sit in front of the desk, signing people in, looking at how bitches go through, you know what I'm saying? My girl probably seen the video, but I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Look at how girls go through, you chilling, having fun, doing whatever. Your man's is right next to you, probably working the program. You just chilling.
It's lit.
So you had to work 40 hours. But I was cool with like the supervisor, so I just do my 40 hours in 3 days. So it might be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I might have practice. I go to school from 7 to 3. Then I might have practice from 3 to 7. I'm not gonna go back home. I'm gonna go in the locker room. I'm gonna have like a blanket. We're gonna take a, you got the bathroom, the whole full shower. I'm gonna eat food. I'm gonna sleep on the benches. Go to work at 11. Work 11 to 7, and might have class that Tuesday morning, and go from work 11 to 7 to class 8 o'clock
Do the same shit
to 3. After 3 practice, then I'm going home Tuesday. But after Tuesday, Wednesday morning, because I lived in Queens, my school's in the city. So Wednesday morning, I'm back on the train at 5 to be in class by 7. So it was tough, but I'm 20 years old. I got a newborn. Still living at home with my moms. My girl's living with her moms. We trying to figure out the situation out. I got to get money. I'm playing basketball full time. I'm going to school full time. So it was a crazy juggle, but I mean, I like nice things, so you got to work hard to have the nice things. So I just stuck it out. And fast forward to get to where I got to, my school offered a program with it was Chase Corporate Security. So after everybody graduated in 2010, if you worked the John Jay College Security on the team, on security squad, you was able to get a job working for Chase Corporate Security. It's in Brooklyn, Metro Center.
Metro Tech.
Yeah, but nobody's robbing them buildings. You got CIA here, FBI, U.S. Marshals, this and that.
You can't even drive home.
You can't even drive. You can't even get nowhere past the
I used to go to work.
Not if you in money heist.
I mean, that's the number. We'll talk about that later. I mean, if I used to go to work suit and tie, I'm just sitting down like this.
See, you got the job.
I went to school to sit down here.
You said you wanted to wear the suit and tie.
With the gun, though. I was missing. They gave me the gun. I wasn't doing no crazy missions. I was sitting down like this. Nobody was coming in the buildings. I probably seen 3 people. I've been there. I was there from August to October. I sit at work. I said, yo, bro, I need another, I can't just
location.
I can't just sit. He said, what do you expect to do? I said, something. He said,
some action.
He said, bring your laptop. Do something with your laptop. This nigga crazy. Bring my laptop. I'm at work like this. Like, yo, this is crazy.
Boring.
Nobody's coming to those buildings to do nothing.
Yeah.
October 13th, 2010. Quit. No call, no show.
Fuck,
So I can't do this shit. I can't do it. We can be honest on the show. I started doing what everybody in New York City was doing at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From New York City, I started doing it at a high level. Loving it, enjoying it, making the most money I ever made in my life.
Shit, you should have put me on.
I could have. I wish I would have put you on.
I ain't get a call neither. But
that 10-year challenge, I can show it at a high level. But again, that didn't last too long. I had some of my friends, they took a flight. They went to
Miami.
Went to Michigan. I missed my flight. My little cousin didn't make his flight. 4 of our niggas made the flight, got locked up, never came home.
I was still there now?
I mean, they started sprinkling back. The first one came on 13, then 15, 16. They started sprinkling home, but they ended up doing between 2 to 6 years or whatever, right? 2 to 7 years. I told myself, yo, there's a reason that God nigga missed that flight. I gotta stop doing this shit. So, I ain't doing shit no more. The end of 2010, 11, I started a podcast. You can Google it. It's called D&D Productions.
I remember.
Me and my man David, he was in the basketball team with me. He's from Queens also. And he was in the same field as me. You know what I'm saying? He was in the same field. And my cousin ended up coming down from Georgia. He was good with like the computer shit. He was good with like Final Cut Pro, editing, shooting. And I'm a businessman. I know how to talk. And I mean, pause. You know what I'm saying? Use my mouth. And my man David, he's good with, like operating shit and putting shit together. He said, let's do a little podcast. I said, fuck it, D&D, Daniel and David. My cousin was the production, D&D Productions. We went around giving people interviews. So anything you did entertainment, whether you was a stripper, a model, a bartender, a basketball player, a violinist, anything you did entertainment, we're going to give you a platform, put it on our YouTube channel, and promote it on Twitter. That's when Twitter was lit. It got so crazy. We did a thing with This 50 with Love De Niro, Fred Godson, rest in peace. My man Ox Elgang, who just came home, doing like a 7-8 year bid. My man Joker and my man Frenchie from Brick Squad. We did the segment, we filmed it behind the scenes, and it was lit. Love was like, yo, why couldn't him just Food Town? You want to come film behind the scenes with us in the studio? I'm like, shit, fuck it, let's go. Ended up doing This Is 50, went to the studio. From the studio, I was with Frenchie. I don't know if you know these people are, like Frenchie, Woo the Kid, Young Joey, Joe the Boss. You know what I'm saying?
Never met him.
I mean, Google, you know what I'm saying? Joe the Boss, he was in the studio with us. So I fuck with him. He's like, I fuck with this shit. I mean, so we was in the studio filming this shit, and they was like, yo, we about to go to Pittsburgh. Y'all want to come? I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. I've never been to Pittsburgh before. Yeah. I'm about to be with Brick Squad.
So you was like, fuck it, I'm just rolling.
I had the money because, my other job. You know what I'm saying? So I had the bread. So I didn't
the job.
We could have went to West Beaufort. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I took my car. I was driving a Benz at the time. We drove to Pittsburgh 7 hours.
Yes.
I never been there before. But it was lit. We on stage, get the celebrities, groupies, yada. I'm like, life's crazy. This might be
Going hard in the paint.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is go hard in the paint days.
Fuck the suit and tie the gun.
Yeah, so you know,
right here.
this is go hard in the paint. They was on Waka Gucci at the top of the fucking Mount Rushmore. So whatever, fast forward, we had the show, but I'm watching the business of Frenchie, and then I mean nobody really handling shit. Shit's all over the place. I'm like, yo, who helps you with your stuff? Who your manager? He said, I don't really got none. I said, can I be your manager? He's like, what the fuck you know about music?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't know about music, but I know I'm smart and I'm a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
We can figure it out. He said, all right, Monday, meet me here. Monday came, we pulled up, met him on South Road. South Side. Pulled up, met him. I became his manager right then and there. The thing that really intrigued me, he put his, he was doing what's called features. So where somebody pays him for a verse.
Mm-hmm.
So he put on Twitter, I'm doing features today for 5,000. Call this number, which is my number. So my phone started buzzing crazy. I picked up, said, yo, what's going on? How much for a feature? He said 5,000. He said, how I send the money? To Western Union. So he sent it. And you know, a manager gets 20% of what your client makes. So he makes 5,000, I make 1,000, he makes 4,000. The nigga sent 5,000 Western Union. I gave him his 4. I should really tell me this how this works? He's like, easy it is. This is he's like, it don't always be like this, but sometimes it do. I started doing the math, like I can make a lot of 20%, make a lot of money. I started becoming his manager. Our first show was in South Carolina. It was July 4th, 2011. In Columbia, South Carolina. I had a show. I think they paid us $10,000. 3 flights, 3 hotel rooms, and some other shit. Flew me to South Carolina. First time I've been there in my life, Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
Flight, hotel paid for, security detail. We get to the club, bottle service, VIP service, and he only had to perform for 15 minutes. So I'm like, damn, nigga, I performed 15 minutes. They're paying
He's like,
$10,000.
way to math is math.
I'm making 2,000. He making 8,000. 3 flights. We don't pay for nothing. We got a number of groupies on our dick of the show. we lit, having fun. I can get jiggy with this. From there, I just kept on going, and that's how I got into the music business.
Oh, so you a manager?
Yeah, I'm in the music business.
You're a manager.
Nah, we didn't know what you did. We didn't know you.
So that's why, like, you know, obviously I know, right? But letting him tell his story, right? Because
You ain't talking about rap, nigga.
yeah, but your shit is trash. I was gonna do that to him.
So that's how I got into the business of managing artists. And then I became a part of Brick Squad and started helping rock with his label with Brick Squad Monopoly, managing another artist called F1JO from Queens who signed to Michael Made It. And then I managed another group from New York City called the Lobby Boys from 40 Projects. They had a song called Lobby. In 2016, there was a song called Millie Rock by 2 Millie. There was another song called Lobby by A2 and Lobby Boys, and I managed them. It was one of the biggest songs in New York City. 50 came to their projects to sign them. Mayweather took us on tour 50 in Miami. We was on the radio with Self and Clue all the time. And that right there, like, okay, cool. I really got my foot wet, like, on a different level than just being with Brick Squad.
Yeah.
And then in 2016, it all went left. In a good way. I signed a producer, I managed a producer who did the Panda record for Designer. April 2016, record
That
became,
beat is fire, bro.
record became #1 in America on the Hot 1, number one in the world on the Hot
So
100.
that 20% looking real hefty this time.
I mean, so that's a different 20%. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And
He said in America. He said the world.
yeah, not in the world. I'm saying then
Yeah,
that
that
right
was
there,
stupid.
that right there catapulted me to
bird's
start.
crazy.
All
managing.
right, so let's put a pin, right? So before, all right, so Panda hits, and now you were talking hungry, you're talking about astronauts, right? Now you out of the stratosphere. So as all this is happening, right? How are you balancing now? You got to travel, you got to do all of this stuff, new type of bread's coming in, and being a dad.
Cause you got to go back to, you got to remember, like you was picking up the pacifier and putting it in his mouth while he was on court doing laps. Now it's different.
All right, so look, now I'm gonna rewind a little bit. 2012, December 2012, up until June 2015, my son lived with me full time. Me and his mom separated. My son lived with me full time. See, I got a new job. I'm not with the taking the baby everywhere and struggling thing. They're fucking my job. I'm in the music business. We make our own schedule almost. So I have more time. I don't have to report at 9 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
So my son lives with me full time. He's still with his moms on the weekends or whenever she had time, but live with your dad now. And it was tough because, you know, during the day, you tired because, you know, I'm in the music business. At night, we in the studio all night. Studio all night, flying different places. Excuse me. My son got to get up at 8 o'clock to go to school. He's in now pre-K. He's in pre-K. Pre-K, he's in pre-K in 2012. It's tough. 4-year-old.
Can't miss that.
Yeah, no, I missed.
Yeah.
I missed-
ACS case off the back.
Nothing like that.
I'm a mandated report. I'm calling it in.
And me and his mom put him in Catholic school when he first came over because he lived in South Jersey. His mom from South Jersey. Then he was in Catholic school in New York City, in Queens. It cost like $640 a month. I'm like, damn, public school's free. But he came in the middle of the year, so I couldn't register him in public school. I had to put him in Catholic school. Like you said, why your son's not in school, this, and the third. So homeworks, put him to bed. I was living with my mom still, so my mom was helping out when she could. I didn't have to pay too much bills, but I had to take care of what I had to take care of. So, like I said, homeworks, put him to bed, shower, dinner, make sure he's in bed by 8 o'clock. Then I'm getting myself ready, going to the studio probably from 10 to 4 or 5 in the morning.
Catch that morning, wake up.
Dead tired, you want to go home and sleep. But if I go to sleep, if I fall asleep at 5, he's not going to school in the morning.
It's over.
So I got to stay up till 6, 7, 8 o'clock, whatever, get him ready to go to school, put him in school, come home. I can't sleep too long. Why? Because he got to get picked up at an earlier time because he's in pre-K. It's not like he's in the 2nd, 3rd grade when they got a 8 to 4, 8 to 3 after school.
But like 12.
If you're 12:30, sometimes 1, it's different. Picking him up, coming home, gotta do his homework with him, but I can't bullshit him. But then, so it was tough. You had to juggle it. But it was tough. It ended up working out because at the end of the day, I like nice things. I like I'm living a nice life. Gotta sacrifice, dug it out. And that's what I did. And fast forward, God blessed me in the future to have it where, it's all good.
Do you feel like, all right, so you said, for that 3.5 year period, you and lady separated. So you were just, full-time solo dad, right?
His mom was in his life. I'm not gonna say
no, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm just saying vice versa, right? You were not a weekend father, right? You had a Monday through Friday, every day or whatever.
Yeah, every day, yeah, fast.
Right. So do you feel like that made you a different kind of father or appreciation for what everybody else or other women, single moms or other single parents might go through? Or you was just like,
all right, look, I'm glad you said that, right? A lot of people and a lot of women get this fucked up. They be like, I'm a single mom. No, you're a mom who's just single.
It's a big difference.
You're not a single mom. You're a mom who's just single. Like even when me and my son mom was broken up, whatever. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday he's with his moms. Friday I pick him up. Saturday, Sunday he's with me. And I used to sometimes we used to get in arguments over certain things. I used to break it down like, let's not act like, and this is no disrespect to no mothers, because shout out to my son's mother, still my girl to this day. Shout out to all the mothers in the world. But I gotta help my dads out too, because sometimes the moms get a misconstrued that the baby's not in school for 8 hours. Let's not act like you with him all day. 8 to maybe sometimes 6 if you're not at school. The teacher's raising our child.
Yeah.
The after school program is raising our child. Yes, you got to get them ready. Yes, you got to have dinner ready. Yes, you do. But let's not act like 8 to 4.
Got that gap.
He's not with somebody else watching our child. So we're being technical. The board of education is raising our child. I'm not trying to take it away from nobody. I'm just being honest here. So yes, I'm saying I was a full-time dad and had all those hours.
But those times he was in school was also
He was in school. So it's not like I was sitting at home rocking the cradle or he was in school. So it balanced out.
Yeah.
But people get it misconstrued. You're not a single mother. Some people are single moms, sorry. But majority of the time, you're just a mother who's single. A lot of dads want to be in their kid's life. A lot of dads want to do the right thing. Sometimes the moms, they say certain things or they act a certain way to push them away, make the dad end up hating the child or hating the mom because the mothers act like it's just their child.
Right.
It's 50-50. If I didn't have sex with you, if you didn't have sex with me, we would never had this baby. If you didn't have eggs, I didn't have sperm, we never had this baby. The court systems, the judges, they make it where sometimes it's the mother rules and that's
all the time.
That's not fair.
Honestly,
it's not 100. It's 99.9.
Yeah, I was gonna say 99.9.
And we're not just banks. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell my son all the time, like he's a boy. He's gonna need to live with his pops at one point because certain things you're not gonna be able to teach him. Certain mannerisms and attitudes and physiques. Not saying a mother can't do because my mom raised 4 by herself and we all soldiers. But if my dad was here, it'd be certain things that was different.
Right.
And every child needs both parents, but they take it away from the pops. Like we just pieces of shit or we're not worth nothing.
And so I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I always felt like, it became a thing that the father in the household is almost it could be without a lot of times. And I know for sure that there's certain things like the relationship I have with my father and me as a grown man, I missed out on a lot despite him even being there. Like my mom's dope, but she couldn't teach me how to be a man. it once I got older, I'm like, yo, like it's like a saying we talk, iron sharpens iron. I'd be saying that regularly now. And I was reading something, it was like, yo, the only thing that could fix a man's problem is another man.
So they understand it.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of times, like, and like same thing you said, a lot of when I sit to say, I can raise a man. No, you can't. Because how do you raise a man when you
can raise a person?
Yes.
But it's not raising a man.
You're not raising a man.
I think one of the topic we wanted to touch on for this episode too, right? Is like, I was having a conversation with my lady about something or whatever, and she knows, like, not right away, but probably like within the next couple of years, like, we're gonna have another kid, right? And like, I want a daughter. Like, I gotta say I want a daughter. I mean, I have a daughter, so that helped out. But now the next one, I know I want to have a daughter, right? And me and my son, his energy is always on 1,000. But me and him always are like doing like boy things, like rough housing, playing around, chasing each other, all that kind of stuff. And she was like, "Oh, when we have a daughter, you gonna do the same thing?" I said, "Yeah," because quite honestly, up until a certain age, the kid is a kid. It doesn't fucking matter if boy or girl. It doesn't matter. And I say that to say that if people just treated people like, just take the gender role out of it, because a parent is a parent. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh yeah, obviously through science, a mother breastfeeds their kin or whatever. But aside from that, like, a father or mother is gonna be able to take care and protect their kid, help pay the bills, fix their dinner, make sure they clean, all that kind of stuff. So that in society, I feel like it's such a negative thing where it's like, oh, a mom has to be doing this or a dad has to be doing that. Like, yo, a parent is a parent.
And they don't see it like that.
They don't see it like that.
Like, giving the labels is the problem. When
a lot of the labels are. Yeah, because we try to back,
like, hey, your mother, so you automatically does this, your father.
It's not really about labels. It's almost like the ownership gets taken away from us.
Yeah.
As soon as the baby comes, the mom feels like they have 9 months lead on us in their life, which is bullshit. The only reason you have the baby 9 months in your stomach is because God didn't let him come in my stomach. And if I was able to have it in my stomach, no, seriously though. I mean, they really feel like it's my baby. He's been in my stomach for 9 months.
We don't have another option of making that happen.
But that's not by choice. Like, that's how God did it.
There's no way around it.
I asked this question a while ago. If you could have the baby, you would?
When my mindset that I know now, I'm programmed to understand how it works. No, but if I didn't have the program and that's how I wouldn't care. That's how it's supposed to go. It's the same way you got to stop at the stop sign, so you stop. But if you were programmed to not know what a stop sign is, it wouldn't matter. See what I'm saying? But now, I don't want to have babies. I don't. I respect the women who do because it's tough. But if we were born where both parties have it, I might have been pregnant right now, walking in here like, yeah, I'm 2 months pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I look a little 2 months pregnant, but you know what I'm saying? You feel me? We just don't know. But it doesn't take away from men and women. They both equal when it comes to raising kids. And just as much as my son needs the love and nourishment from his mom, he needs the other side from his pops. Because I know his personality and how he is. If I was in his life, he might be doing like other things. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so dads, we ill, man. Dads are iller than moms, man. I'm sorry, man. like my son come home, he be like, mom, like free K Flock. She be like,
you hear that? I'm ill.
He be like free K Flock. His mom like, what are you talking about?
You might come back.
Yo, dad, mom don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. But it's like, like we ill. So I mean, shout out to dads out there.
What you think is that though? Because it's weird. Like, I be seeing dudes, you see what you're saying? And I feel the exact same way. Like, we all people at the end of the day. You could be a bad person or a good person. Doesn't make that, or you could be a good mom and still be a fucked up person. You could be a bad father and be just a good dude.
Facts.
And I'm like, where does that happen? I see dudes that will sit there and make it seem like, yo, like, and again, respect to women. I ain't gotta keep saying shit. I respect y'all. But the reality is that, like, I see men demote themselves as well to make this seem like there's more a hierarchy of a woman over you than it is of being a man. And then that also leads into the same thing, because you go to, like people say, you go to court, a lot of times be as a male judge. He's even in there still looking at you like you ain't shit either, but you also, I'm pretty sure you got kids too. So what's making you that you denote me as a man?
That's real good. I never thought about that. That's crazy.
Because that's why I'm like, yo, it doesn't make no type of sense. Like, they have other men that will still look at other men like you ain't shit either. And they the ones running the court system.
Like you said it.
They make conditions.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just
it becomes that's what you think is right.
What the norm, should be. And that's kind of like, that is exactly why, we have this platform, because, and like, like you said, it's no disrespect to anybody, it's our perspective on the matter, but it's to show like how important, dads are and what it is that fathers bring and how we can all continue to grow as a society. Because at the end of the day, you need a great village behind you. right? Unfortunately, there are some people who have to do it by themselves and they don't have that help. And then we respect that. But all in all, if people would just say, "Yo, listen, I'm just another human being trying to do the right thing," and whatever it is, I feel like society would be so much farther. Like if I'm walking out the door and you walking behind me, I'm gonna hold the door. It doesn't matter, it's a man or woman or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still say thank you. Like certain things in life, aside from just the science of it all, it's all the same shit. Like you cut me, I'm gonna bleed. I got an arm just like you got an arm. Like
but you're a good human. It's not a lot of people. It's not good humans. And I didn't say black person, white person, male. I said human.
You're right.
If everybody decide we're all humans, the world would be like this.
A lot of problems we would.
I think it's either Denzel or Samuel Jackson. They said, you know when racism stops? When we stop talking about racism. I didn't understand that first until
Denzel. I thought I said that.
You might. I mean, you do like a little like no, it might be you. I mean, I don't know, maybe, but somebody said Denzel or Sam. I don't know, but it said racism or something of that nature stops when we stop talking about it. All we do is keep bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up, so it sheds a light on it as if it's important. Of course, it's important because we don't want that shit to even be a factor. But the minute you stop talking about white and black, or you stop talking about male and female, and it's just people or humans, all that shit decentralizes. It doesn't even matter no more. I don't care your color. I don't care your race, your height, your how you dress, your physique. You're a person. You're a person. We all got problems. Move on, man.
That's crazy because today I was in the closet fixing my clothes, and then Tia, my lady, she said to my son, she said, "Stop whining. Stop acting like a girl." I said, "Don't say that. That's sexism to me. Like, just tell them stop whining. It's okay, but you don't have to gender make it seem like only girls whine. No, boys whine too. Boys have feelings. They can hurt, but just tell them to stop. It's okay to tell them to stop whining because I don't like him whining either. But don't compare him to a girl. That has nothing to do with boy or girl. Because if I had a daughter, she was whining, I'd tell her stop whining. What are you whining for?
You gonna tell her stop whining like a little girl?
Yeah. You said that makes sense then, right?
Right. Just the same sense, like
But we all victims to it. I mean, sometimes I tell my son, I mean, a little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I apologize.
I think sometimes too, like in certain instances, like in that instance, I don't feel like you're saying it in terms of like, you're acting like a female. It's like you're just being like less of not so much less of a man.
But Denzel Washington here made a good point though. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. It's like what I'm getting at is we sometimes use it as a term. Just doesn't matter the gender. It's like, oh, you acting like that or whatever. Because even with females, we say the same
word
thing.
Selection.
I agree, exactly. Having better word selection, because even when we talked about, during the holidays and stuff like that, about like the whole kitchen set sort of thing, like, oh, why would you buy a boy a kitchen set? It's like, yo, honestly, I tell you all the time, if I did not have to work or pay bills, I'll go become a chef, because that's what I love to do.
Yeah,
so what are you saying? Like,
that's
what I'm saying. Like some people just don't know what to say. And you said,
I didn't understand that, because nothing's wrong with a boy playing the kitchen set. I remember we used to play with the school that had little burgers and remember the little fake burgers.
Exactly what you said. Like, and even and technology is a phenomenal thing. It helps us in ways beyond, like when before we started talking about stocks and all that kind of stuff. 10, 15 years ago, it wasn't not nearly as easy. I couldn't just get on my phone and start doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you really had to have an account, call this person. You know what I'm saying? Reading a newspaper is not the same thing. In the same instance now, everything is just so much in kids' faces. And even as parents too, because you think, when we were our age, how old were our parents? Like how old were our teachers? Like I don't think I ever had a teacher that was under like 50. You know what I'm saying? Like all of our teachers was old as hell.
Yeah.
Nah,
I never had a bad teacher.
I had one, Miss Taylor, 7th grade English.
Even in high school, bro. Even in high school, I ain't had no bad teachers.
In high school, I ain't have too many bad ones.
Or what I would consider.
I had no bad teachers.
I was in 4th grade. Freeman.
You can still remember that?
Miss Freeman.
Nobody did.
I remember Miss Taylor, 7th grade English.
So I say that to say,
right.
So you think about where we are now, right? Everybody in most things, right? Like teachers, things of that nature, what we do in society, it's a lot younger. So information is getting there a lot faster. And so like you were saying before, if people were just good people and stop using social media to like parent the kid, like you said, you go to school from 8 to 4, but then when you come home, parents is tired and working different jobs that they didn't particularly think they would be working a 9 to 5 of. Now, social media is raising kids and putting ideas on them, and all that kind of stuff.
The other thing is, too, is that social media is doing more than raising kids. It's making grown people be raised by internet, too. A lot of people...
It's not even raised. It's influencing grown people.
But the thing is,
grown people to to do this dumb social media stuff.
I mean, the thing is, the reality, like what you were saying before about people being people. In reality, when I look online, nobody's people anymore. Everybody's online trying to fit into a class. You say you don't talk about race, but then all right, fuck, all right, we all just people here. But then they say, oh, how much money you got? Yo, how your girl look? What kind of car you drive? Yo, what's this and that? So we literally created internet created classes when it used to be one thing. So like you said, it is raising.
No,
it always was thing. Internet just shows it now.
Yeah, just show us it.
It was always there.
The fucking internet was there. Now I'm still gonna drive this car.
It just shows it.
That's
my
this
point
girl.
now.
It shows it more.
Let me get to my point. But the thing is now you in New York. Ain't no dude worry about you in California. Like you said before, we were talking about people doing certain things. Why do you think they becoming big? They selling classes is because they want people that dude in Nebraska wants to be like you in New York City. He didn't know who the hell you was when the internet exists. So now I'm a Nebraska dude. I'm trying to be like a New York nigga.
Right.
But you ain't even got the lifestyle to even fit that. You will never be a New York nigga unless you move to New York.
It become a New York person.
Exactly. But then
that makes a lot of sense.
Now you became a whole different person. That's why I said, nah, it is raising adults too. You gotta.
Well, you put it like that.
But I can also see why people want to be some New York niggas. Though. I'm just saying.
I mean,
we can say
the best. I mean,
with all due respect,
Nah, but
New York is dope.
Social media, it really taking a toll on these kids' mind though. Like, and it's sad.
It's taking a toll on adults too, because at the end of the day,
they can go both ways though.
Yeah,
it can. But
Negative
I feel
and positive.
It starts. I hope when they become our age, they'll realize that when they look back, because all these kids that go work at all these kids that go to the high school that I work at, they think I'm a scammer because what I wear, how I look. I'm like, bro, I'm here at work every day. Like,
You front.
how the
This is
fuck
your
could I be
cover.
scamming?
but what I'm
W2.
saying too is still as adults, because the reason why he looking at you as a scammer, what adult is he looking at to know that you got 9 to 5? So that's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't just stop at the thing. We keep blaming the kids like the kids. Yo, we got adults who's like fucking kids. And then let's think about it. You look
Some of the adults
online,
think I'm a scammer too.
but then they kids. The
parents like, oh,
you an adult by
shady.
age. You an adult by age, but you still a fucking kid. It's just like when we talk about moving on in life, whatever like that, trying to progress. Like, yo, how you don't see another dude who's getting better, and you don't like, yo, damn, that's dope. I'm just gonna go do something. Nah, you gonna turn around and say, oh, he's a drug dealer? What else? You don't know what it is.
You know what it is though? You know what it is though? What I feel just with our community, what we do, we kind of don't like want to give somebody their flowers and appreciate them, right? We rather devalue them and be like, oh, he's a scammer. Not once you be like, yo, I see him come to work every day. He's a hardworking man. He got this for work. But like, first thing we would think of is to bring you down first. So first I'm saying bring you down first, right? Then he probably like, damn, like now he feel like I gotta prove to these kids that I'm not like that. Then after he proved to them that, now it's like, all right, now we see it. When it's like from the start, you should have never even thought that negative, like that bad. Like, oh yeah, he's drug dealer.
And that's like that's why I hate like a term. People are like, oh, I'm grown. Like, no, you're just adult. Exactly. You're just by age, you just happen to be this age, but you're not grown. You move and act like a child, or you know what I'm saying. And there are a lot of people who, if they would just grow up, you would see like a world of different and how we are around kids.
You guys opposed to social media stuff? You against it?
I'm on Instagram right now.
I have nothing against that at all. It's just the fact that it's like you said. You see the stop sign. If you ain't taught to stop at the stop sign, you're gonna keep going. So at the end of the day, it's just like, where's the guys? The reason why you stop at the stop sign because you're gonna get smacked. Yeah. You're gonna get a ticket. Like we be on the internet wilding the fuck out. Dudes be on social media. Dudes be going on there and showing out and wondering why you get ran up on. Dudes be showing out, showing location, and you get ran up on. Like you don't even do social media with some type of be responsible with it. Like, and that's why I said they still be grown ass kids. That's
the ones who don't. What Dan was saying is, I think it's the same thing with anything in life, right? Like a fast car is great, but how fast do you want to go?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a Benz. Why do you have to do 100 miles down every single block you go down? Like, what are we doing? And God forbid you somebody.
I hate
you know what I'm saying? Like, you rushing to a red light.
I hate people that drive to speed to the red light.
Almost
I hate people that speed. Period.
Red light. Stop.
I'm not a fan of speed.
Almost everything in life, in moderation, is okay, right? Like, yeah, you want to have a drink or whatever, but why every single day you gotta be drunk and then trying to go to work? Like, and then now they fired you, and then you go the story. You go back and tell her that, yo, they hate on me, they fired me. Well, what happened? Nah, you just tight because I was late.
I'll be late.
What time did you get to work? It was like 1 o'clock. Like, what time did you start work? 8. Like, do you not see where this is going? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Accountability.
somebody who's in the gym every single day, and then they get an injury because they're not everything in life in moderation. So social media is a terrific tool, right? If used moderately and in the right way, you can use it. Just think about it. When we was kids, who the hell was an influencer? What was that?
There was no such thing.
A parent, or someone else.
Nah,
yeah, with the neighborhood drug dealer.
Exactly.
I want to be like him.
So now people are monetizing off of being funny.
Ain't nothing wrong with there's no rules to make money though. So if you're funny, you can make money. Make the money,
right?
If you have a 100,000 followers in a blue check and you want to advertise for this or for whatever.
See, that's using social media with responsibility. Because your goal on there is to make some bread.
Depends, because now you could get to a point where you realize, all right, I can keep getting the bag the more I do stuff, and then somebody's gonna come to you the bag big enough to make you compromise.
But that's still responsibility.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, you have to use everything in moderation. And
or you just be on social media just solely for
looking
fun.
at the bitches?
No, for fun. Like I mean, legit fun. You're not taking no intentions on trying to. I mean,
there's people out there that does that.
I'm just get on this shit because it's entertainment for the amount of hours I'm gonna spend, and that's my
crazy. Next thing I go to your girl's phones or your homie's phones, so let me see your phone and look at how much time. There's a thing on there. The hours, how much you spend on Instagram.
Now you got an Android.
Oh yeah, I mean, Chris got an Android, right?
You definitely got an Android. You definitely can, but it's all good.
You got an Android?
I definitely got an Android. I got both.
Yeah, I miss this dude turn green though. You got iPhone?
Yeah,
Why you kick about the show yet, man?
But this is what I'm talking about. Now it's classic. They both got Android. That's why.
I got one tell me.
Here we go with the classics of shit. Right?
That's not classism. That's just technology, bro.
Technology.
Yo, Steve Jobs would not appreciate this podcast, bro. You gotta get that.
Steve Jobs kiss my ass.
Who run like Android? Who's like the top?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Ain't Google run by Android?
But what's the name? What's the first name? We know Steve Jobs, Apple. Nobody
knows. He's dead.
All right,
but his spirit lives on.
You can't know. You don't know.
Why does it matter though?
Nah, I'm just asking.
I'll joke. Why you use an iPhone like predominantly?
Predominantly is because I don't like the interface of how it works, how it runs.
Oh, okay.
Initially, what happened was I was gonna get an iPhone, but then I hated the fact that like I don't have like a back button immediately to the bottom. Like you got to go up to the top or you got to swipe. At that point, I was like, whatever. That was the reason why.
What's your reason?
Petty.
I mean, my thing is, you pay all that money for a phone. I want full access to everything.
How much?
They still stop you. They still stop you from doing certain things. It's my phone. I paid $1,500.
What you doing though? What you doing on your phone though?
But you pay the same price for your Android.
That's my point. But I can do whatever I want.
I want to get you do that.
No. Some Androids they do have like certain
I don't have to even
things.
think about it. You got to.
I'm seeing iPhone. Some Androids do Android. Some Androids do.
Nah, you're right. Because there's some movies you can watch on the Android that I can't watch on this iPhone. You can share the TV that I can't do on
until they just change it, even like documents and shit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Android, you better
I just started doing.
All right, let me ask you.
I don't need none of that
how many gigs is your iPhone?
1 terabyte.
Okay. How many gigs is yours?
1 fucking terabyte.
No, the fuck it's not. You better lying.
You gotta pay for you late.
That's your phone. I didn't know they had 1 terabyte. You know what's funny? I got it yesterday. I went to the mall. I said, I'm gonna get the files.
And that didn't have to do that.
I said, 1 terabyte? I said, get that one.
How much yours got?
Now mine is 1 terabyte. I'm saying, but
They just started doing that.
but all my Androids have been like.
You know I had 1 terabyte. Hey, you got a file too.
I got him right here. Watch this shit. I got him.
Listen, you just got it yesterday, but it is what it is. Listen, I've been on it.
Just give you your flowers. You got it though.
Whatever, scammer.
You try to take my files, right? You got it yesterday.
Is he?
So,
but now the Android do got certain functions.
But honestly, for me, but like I said, I have an iPad, I have iPhone.
Yeah.
There's certain things that I use those things for.
So you're a part-time Apple nigga.
Yeah.
I am too, and I hate the part-time that I'm using.
Hey, listen, it is what it is. So before we wrap up, right, we always do something.
I'm gonna get 5 minutes for something real quick. Sorry to cut you off. Every show I do, every podcast, every interview, I tell niggas this. This is some shit that we don't do in our communities. Stocks, crypto, life insurance, health insurance, things of that nature.
You talked about everything we talked about in this podcast.
He's a heavy advocate
From
of life
season
insurance.
one.
What you mean?
We
No, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking about y'all.
No, just no, talk people.
No, we're just not even to the people.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
but that, I mean, well, you could have well quick. So I mean, that obviously could have been like your dad and tip of the week or whatever. But 100%, right? I said, rest in peace to my homegirl. I'm not putting her name out there. Like almost 3 years. Probably was like 3 years in December, right? So that was the last GoFundMe I'm ever gonna contribute to towards somebody's dying. I said, why the fuck do we have a 1 terabyte iPhone? Do we have nice things, clothes, whatever the case may be? But you don't have life insurance. People will insure the shit out of their phones. As soon as they walk out the store, they're gonna insure their phone.
$17 a month.
Shit is light, bro. Like
Life insurance is the same price.
The same money that people were spending to buy a pair of off-white Jordans or something like that.
Not
You
even.
can
So you
insure
go out to the mall
$1 million.
one time for that
So,
month. That was life insurance.
I talk all the time. I was on both of them.
Now, but get back
ever in
to
the day.
your.
My dad died when I was 1.
Mm-hmm.
No life insurance, none of that. My mom raised us. Cool. Fast forward. I was on a plane one day with a Jewish guy. He seen my watch. Hey, nice watch. All right, we talking. What do you do for a living? What do you do? Okay, cool. I don't know how we got to this topic. He's like, you got life insurance? And I was like, yeah. He said, oh, that's great, but most people don't have it. And he said, you know what we did? I'm like, what you mean we? Who's we? Well, it's 5 of us. It's 3 boys and 2 girls. I said, okay. He's like, well, we all had life insurance on each other. I'm like, what do you mean? See, oh, brothers and sisters, you can get life insurance on your pet, on your friend, anybody. We all did it on each other. I said, why? He said, what are we guaranteed to do?
Die.
He said, die. I said, hold on. He told me, I'm a millionaire. Not because of my job, not because I saved money, not because of the stocks, because God took my sister first. So we all had he said some crazy number. I don't know. Let's just say 10 million. We all had $10 million policy on each other. So when she died, her death didn't go in vain.
Mm-hmm.
She died, we were sad. She was smiling in her casket, but she knows she made her brothers and sisters multi-millionaires.
Yep.
That shit fucked my head up. Even now I'm talking, it gave me goosebumps. Cause it's like, damn, how the fuck we don't even think about tedious shit like that? How many of us in this room done lost a homie or a sibling or a parent or an aunt or uncle? Imagine they had life insurance from back then. And, they died, unfortunately. But the death is not going in vain.
I preach it all the time to all my friends and family, everybody. And even honestly,
I got life
tell people all
insurance
the
this year.
time,
At least you
last
got it.
year.
Last year.
Yeah, last year.
Or last year, you have
And
it.
I told everybody.
9 out of 10
niggas.
niggas in your phone book, I guarantee you, they don't have
Probably
it.
probably 9.8.
That's bad.
Yeah.
It is bad. Not
Okay.
only you, like yourself, your siblings, things of that sort, even your kids, right? And I tell you, and even before we wrap up, I always tell people, you don't look at it as, oh, my kids are gonna die. You look at it as, if God forbid, all right, I got on my son, as soon as the week his social security number came in, I got his insurance, right? If in 10 years, God forbid something happens and he gets sick, he can't get insurance again. But now with his insurance, up to 10 times what he currently has, he can get more, no questions asked for the rest of his life.
Because he already had it from, people don't.
And then, all right, think about it. So from age 18 weeks or whatever to he lives to be 80 years old, what that policy is. And now he used that policy to leverage and go start a business or send my grandkids to college. Whatever the fuck you want to do.
Whatever the hell you want.
And like you said, like I'm never again going to somebody's GoFundMe, don't have a fish fry, none of that shit. Because you was in the club with me, you was like, nah, let's get 4 bottles instead of 3, but you want to go and insure yourself. So that'll be on that. But like I said, we always wrap up with a dad and tip of the week. Do you want that to be yours or you want to go something?
Dad and tip of the week. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, even kids who have kids early. Invest your money. Don't just leave your money in the bank. The bank only gives you $250,000 of money that's insured. After the $250,000, I don't know where your money's at. Put $100 in the bank in January. In December, you have $100.03 or $100.10. I don't know the number, but it's like 0.001.
You might have lost money, honestly.
You might, with inflation this year, you probably have $99.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying by putting your money in the stock market or crypto, you will have the same amount. But if you did it this year, you put $100 in Tesla in January, and you go check in December, that $100 is way more than $100.
Mm-hmm.
Learn to invest your money. Put your money in these platforms. This is the real way people get wealthy in this world. the pandemic really sat me down to really understand it. People talked about it to me. I tried to watch the little videos and read it. It looked like Chinese letters. I'm like, what am I watching? I didn't get none of that shit. But the pandemic, I sat down and I learned the shit. Changed my life, changed my perspective of life. You know, I used to go to strip club. I'm a strip club fanatic. Everybody knows that about me. I'm gonna go. We're gonna have the best time every time.
I'm gonna go with you.
Let's go.
I hate strip club.
I'm gonna go the best time every time.
I hate strip clubs.
I'm
Hate throwing my money at the strip club.
I'm gonna blow the money crazy, you know what I'm saying? But then sometimes I sat back like, damn, that same 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. If I would have put it, if I would have put it on Tesla or Apple, I'm just being honest. Like it is what I'm just being honest. If I would have put it on Apple or Tesla or Ethereum or whatever, it could have made my money flip, double, triple, quadruple. Who knows? Because the way the stock market went the last few years, which is not always the norm, but it grows. There's something called SPY 500 or some shit like that.
S&P 500.
The S&P 500, I'm bugging. S&P 500, it's almost like a 9% return every year.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's something called compound interest. These are all things that when you learn this shit, like my son is 13. He owns Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Roblox. He has Nike sneakers, he buys Nike stocks. He plays Roblox, he owns Roblox stock. When he goes to school with his friends, they talk about, yo, I got Roblox, I got the Travis Scott skims and this and the third. I told him the difference between you and your friends is you actually own the company. So while you playing it for free and wasting my money on skims and shit, you still own the company.
Mm-hmm.
So tell your friends that. And they're like, what are you talking about? Just say, ask your parents. Literally. I said, don't ask their parents because you own Roblox. And I said, say this, teach your kids to invest. When my son turns 18, he wants to go to college. There's no loans. He wants to get a new car. Let's go to the dealership and get it. I'm not saying get no Benz or no Ferrari, but let's go get the Nissan or whatever you want to get. But we're not going to get a hoopty. You're not going to have to go get no loans and get a bullshit Capital One credit card at 18, fucking credit up. Because at the age of 13, you want my credit policy, so your credit is going up. Mm-hmm. So it's all these things. I'm giving my son the chance to play with his peers. So instead of playing catch up, playing keep up. Because in this room, we all playing catch up. It's fucked up, but it's just the reality.
Yeah.
But we have the chance to change it for our children. I'm sure everybody here has children. Everybody in Jewish has children. Everybody here has children. Let's change the narrative. If they look at us like we dumb, supposed to be fucked up, we're supposed to be living in these buildings that we grew up in, we just not supposed to have it.
Yeah.
An American dream is supposed to be for somebody who doesn't look like us or have the same complexion as us. Let's change that narrative. So that's my dad and Jewel. That's how I'm gonna end it.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's Dad and Jewel.
I mean, you said enough for me and you, so yeah.
Styles, you got anything?
I got some. Learn how to be fearless by learning. I realized that the lack of knowledge is what keeps us fearful. Basically, almost in a sense of what you're saying, the reason why people are scared to go invest is because they don't want to learn about it. You learn about it, and you know you can jump on it. I always say it's a funny thing. I would think you find people that scared of dogs because they've never been around them. So you ever see like, oh, I don't like dogs because you just didn't grow up with them.
That was me.
When you see people that be growing up around snakes and then they have them as pets, is the lack of knowledge and the lack of experience. So go and get experience, go and get knowledge so you can live more fearless. Because honestly, that's why you see those big people that people watch on TV, like you said, the people who were on Roblox, they was fearless enough to create a video game that kids is gonna like. When people probably said, that sounds like a stupid idea. So, like I said, become fearless learn how to be fearless by learning. That's my Jew.
I'm gonna steal that one. I'm sorry. I like that.
Whatever today is, man. You know, don't let us down.
We got more quotes than a book.
That's real.
The t-shirts. I'll say I won't be talking about today, right? If you just treat people, as just humans, just you be a decent human being, you'll realize how much farther in life you get. You might not get something from somebody else, but that'll give you a sense of peace and knowing that you're a good person. And, you know, when that karma comes back around, you're not putting negative out in the universe. So be a good person, you know?
Ready. Had a few things I was going to say, but. All right, Timber. Guys, Steve, you got it.
There you go, Steve.
Yeah,
Steve look like he has
I got something. Go, come back.
What I would say is just to talk about the Instagram and I guess posting for people. I just also think it's important to just capture moments, any moment, whatever it is. Your son's first walk. My grandfather's he's getting old, so I remember a couple months ago, I just took some pictures of him because I know sooner or later he's gonna go. And unfortunately, right now, sick. So I'm just happy that I got those pictures in those moments, and having those conversations with him, you know, prior to him now being.
Damn, my fault.
Who
Zoe?
It's stuck by the pictures and stuff.
Yo. Yeah, but I'm just happy I just have those moments to so just in case he do go, I capture those memories of doing.
All right,
Like that.
it's not even the tip I'm going to speak about. We spoke about earlier. How like people need to stop thinking negative or downing your peers off the back. You know what I'm saying? Like how we said, like how they just labeled them, just throw them in the dirt. Like, hey, you kind of devaluing.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a scammer. I'm just not a scammer,
Nah.
but-
It's cool, but no, I'm saying there's nothing wrong with it. But somebody's labeling something that you're not. You won't want nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of fucked up. I mean, like real shit.
If you
like,
really think
like
about
it's
it,
real.
yeah.
You know what? I say it's fucked up because say like you work hard for everything you got, what you do. With somebody just kind of because they saying it to you and it like kind of like devalue you. They're not saying it like it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? They saying it in a way to like and we do that a lot. Like yo, nah, he probably do this. Like try to water your shit down. It's like nah, I work my ass off to do everything. You know, I do my thing. You know what I'm saying? For you just come around. I mean, it's two parts. There's that, and it's also like you shouldn't really care what somebody say about you and shit like that. Like that's how I want to.
I mean, we all are guilty of it to a certain extent because, like, I drive an E class. So when I see somebody in a C, I'm like, yo, that's a girl car. You got the baby version of my car, but at the end of the day, you got a Benz. Big up to you. I mean, we all do.
Yeah, I'm saying we all, but that's my tip. We need to somehow learn to not do it as much. I can't say stop doing it because I do it. We all do it,
Yeah,
but
we all do
just to do it less. Just do it less. This not
kind of what we talk about compound interest, right? Like it can go both ways. So if everybody did a little bit less,
It goes
obviously,
long.
it goes a
just
long
do a little
way.
bit less.
You know?
That should be crazy.
It
It do be because Steve definitely be like, bitch ass
Yeah.
car.
You
ain't shit,
And they threw you on the bus like
I mean, I don't got an S. I wish I had an S. I can't afford an S right now.
You will. I already show you if I'm getting the end of the year, so don't.
Yeah. No, my goal is a G wagon.
I'm in a G wagon.
It's
4x4.
tough, man. It's fucked up right now.
4x4.
Market is off account topic.
It's all good. That's my inspiration. Right? It's on my vision board.
Yeah,
Blue 4x4.
definitely.
Yep. So that's been, the inaugural episode of Just That in the podcast. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell a friend. We're gonna go ahead and put Dan's information in the caption below. Go ahead and follow him on Instagram. Tell me what's your
Link in
Instagram.
bio.
Tell me Instagram.
Birdman Zoe. That's it.
And if they're artists and they're looking for a manager, they can still holler at you or
Nah.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price, so nah.
Yo, Chris said yesterday's price, not today. Nah, but you're an artist, a producer. I mean, send me your shit. I'm not listening to everybody's shit. I'm not saying I'm trying to sign no talent or want new talent, but I'm always open to listen.
Got some homies that I can refer you to.
Yeah, everybody do, man. Everybody do.
Now I was thinking about I got these new cats.
We still recording or we done off topic enough?
No, I mean you can add it if we
Steve is
want.
being Steve.
But then I got these new cats. They call the Island Boys. What you think about recording them?
I tried to sign them. They told me they wanted 10 minutes. I couldn't afford them, man.
Man.
All right, with that note,
Island Boys.
And on that note, we'll
See y'all next week.
peace.
Peace.